welcome back. We are making animal leaf mobiles, and last time we made birds, and guess what we're making today? We are going to make a wolf. All right, so first we need to make our disc shape, and I'm just using a bowl to trace around. So I'm going to trace around my bowl so that I can have my disc, which is going to be the background for our wolf. And so we just cut out our circle. I'm using a little bit of a heavier paper, kind of like a cardstock. And basically we're just collaging our leaves together to create animals. So I've got my disc cut out, and I'm gonna flip it over so I don't see my pencil. And then I'm gonna start my box. Now, I really only need 3 leaves for this, and I'm using a maple leaf, and it's gonna be upside down like that. And then I have 2 tiny little maple leaves that I'm gonna use for the ears. All right, but I'm gonna be smart today. And you know what I'm gonna do first? I'm gonna punch my hole first. Because last time, I didn't punch my hole first, I did it after. And it was a little bit tricky because the glue wasn't dry yet. So, punch in a hole and tie in your string. This is how you're going to connect your disc to the mobile. So I'm just giving it a couple of ties here, and then at the end we'll connect it so it can join our bird from last time. Okay. All right, so I've got my string on, I've got my hole punched, and now I'm ready to start laying out my wolf. Now for the wolf, I actually don't need the stem, so I'm gonna cut that off. I'm not gonna throw it away though, because I might need it for some part of another animal. And I won't need the stems for these little guys either. So you can pinch or cut those off. All right, and they'll sit up there like that. See, already you can see them, right? Okay, so let's glue down our leaf. I'm using the tacky glue again. And you just need a few dots around the edges. You don't need tons of glue, but you do need the edges so that it will hold down. If you remember, I did coat my leaves in a layer of Mod Podge, so they're a little bit shiny. It makes them more plasticky, and if you have Mod Podge, I recommend that. It'll just make them last a little bit longer, and they won't be so brittle and break so easily. So I've got my head down, and I'm gonna do my ears. A few dots of glue there. Oops. I'm going to try to slide it under so it'll be behind. And it's sticking out of my circle a little bit, but that's okay. The ears can come outside. All right, and then we'll do this one. Let's stick that one behind. Does it look like a wolf? I think it does. It's like it needs a little more glue on this side. Okay, so what does our wolf need now? Eyes, right? Of course he needs eyes. So for this, we are going to make his eyes a bit bigger. So I'm going to use some paper. I got some black and white paper here, and that's what I'm going to use to create the wolf eyes. So I'm going to cut a larger black circle, and so that I can make my eyes the same size, I'm going to fold my paper in half and then cut 2 circles at the same time. So then they'll be the same size. All right, so you kind of have to cut it and then see if it's going to be big enough or if it's too big. What do you think? Maybe a little too big? Yeah, let's make them a little bit smaller. Not much, because we are cutting an inside part for our iris and our pupil. All right, I'm just going to make them a little smaller. Hopefully not too small now. Okay, there we go. All right, so now he's got some eyes. Let's do the white circle. So again, I'm gonna fold my paper in half and cut a smaller circle this time. That's gonna fit inside of my black circle. Okay. Good. Nice. And and then we'll cut an even smaller circle to go inside of that one. And if you have a hole punch, let's just use that, right? We were using that for the outside there. Now, if you didn't have a hole punch, you can always, you know, stab through your paper with something else. Where did my punchies go? They're in there somewhere. I was like, oh. All right, and that'll be the very middle of my eye. Now he's got some personality, right? There we go. All right, so let's glue all three parts of our eye together. And, you know, I think I'm gonna make the white just a little bit smaller so I have some more black around the outside. So decide where you want, you know, the eye to be looking, and then you can angle your pupil that way. So I want him to kind of be looking down a little, I think. All right, and we'll glue our whole eye on. Now, what else does he need? He's got his eyes, he's got his ears. He needs a nose, right? And you can decide if you want to cut out a black nose, or you could Sharpie it in. I think I'll just cut one out since I have the black paper here, and make a little circle for his nose. Okay, let's see, how's that look? Oh, yes, perfect. Perfect. So let's glue our wolf nose on, and I think the final thing we'll need to add are some whiskers. Do you think you need some whiskers? Look, there we go. All right, so here he is. Some little whiskers for our wolf. Ta-da! Isn't he cute? All right, so that's number 2. We've got our wolf done now, and we will add him to our leaf mobile. Now come back next time to see what our next animal will be. See you soon.